Welcome again. Welcome everyone to Quantum Wellness on the Go. This is one of the phenomenal things we have with new frequency technology. We're going to explore exactly how that looks, how that can look when it supports you in traveling. So, our journey, we are taking a journey together tonight. And I know you all have so much going on. You have different things. You might even be trying to multitask right now. I want to bring your energy into this call to be present because you did hit the button. So, you want to receive something tonight and bring your energy to this call. It's going to make it even better. And with that, let's just take a deep breath together. All right. Inhale and exhale. We're releasing all the other things, anything else on the to-do list. We're just releasing it for this short time that we're together. Let's take one more breath in and exhale. Just being here now. So we're releasing all the rest, all the other things. And we're going to explore new possibilities. For some of you, this may be just even opening your mind to new things that you didn't know are possible. So, who am I? If this is the first time that we've met, it's great to connect with you here. I have had some major quantum leaps since doing frequency medicine. It started with not wanting to hear about anything. Like I didn't want to come to a presentation like this because I just wanted the vertigo to stop. I had severe vertigo. It was at times causing me to pull over and have to be in my car for hours at a time. It was pulling me out of my work. It was major. So all I wanted was a solution. Finally, I gave in to a friend who was saying, try this, tap this button. Frequencies will help create balance in your body. So I got the AO scan and I started doing this, tapping a button, receiving frequencies. And in 5 days, I had no vertigo. That was a lovely, powerful, positive shock for me. As I started experiencing breakthrough, and then I started helping others, and they were having breakthrough. And sometimes it was with children from a distance. So there was no possible placebo in the situation. I couldn't help but start sharing it. Just like any good thing, like a good restaurant or any major solution, I started sharing it. And the next step that shifted in my life, besides
You
that
good?
major
You doing that?
release of the vertigo, was the I'm just making sure everybody's muted if you're not. There we go. Yeah. And it had to do with money. I had a broken relationship with money when I first started with frequency medicine, but I started using frequencies to also adjust my frequency, my point of attraction. And then I started seeing shifts in my business. And this, as a business, grew a lot for me. And that was and still is this growing, beautiful, healing relationship that I'm having with abundance. And along the way, it's doing what has to be for me in any career. It has to be fulfilling for other people as well. So that's been so fun. Now, fast forward to today, I'm traveling full time. I'm a digital nomad. And at the moment, I'm in Tulum, Mexico. A month ago, I was in France and Italy, lots of different places. I've been all over the map recently because this has been a heart desire for me. I've longed to, with this beautiful energy of money and abundance, I wanted to explore more. So here I am. I just love speaking about travel tonight. In fact, I'm gonna add a travel hat because there we go. That goes with the theme, with the Tulum theme here. First, we have to start with this foundation that it is all about energy. Who knows this? Who understands this truth? And put this in the chat if you're familiar that everything is energy. That everything, its foundation is vibration, right? So add a yes if you're familiar with this. If you're already into energy healing, please add that to the chat. The next step in understanding this is, but can it be measured? And the answer is yes, it can. It is now become easy for us to measure and analyze the frequencies going on in the body. Emotions, they're a frequency. Our mental state is a frequency. Every organ, every element of those organs have frequencies. As these are measured, now, once we can get a reading on it, we can also now do something called optimization. So we can broadcast frequencies to the body and help to create a more coherent state. This is very powerful, even though it's subtle. It's subtle energies. This over time can make huge shifts in our lives. And I love that you guys are in the boat. You already understand frequency and energy. If this is new to you, I'd like to introduce the AO scan. It is phenomenal technology that it was launched in 2012 by Lauren Swenson. And this system, the AO scan system, was available for $38,000. This had a computer, an imprinter. It was a robust system. In 2020, remember that wild year, he started thinking, how can we get even part of this technology out to the public? And maybe in a subscription base. Let's just see what we could do. And he decided to launch a mobile version. The first thing that he was able to launch was Inner Voice. This is a scan that analyzes the frequencies of the voice and then creates customized sound therapy that you could think of it like sound medicine that is unique to the person who just did a voice recording. So not only did that work, but he started trying other programs, and before you know it, we were able to launch most of the AO scan in January 2021 onto a mobile phone. And this expanded over these past few years, from 4 programs to 9 programs, and then the updates keep coming, like it or not. And the updates come and the cost does not increase. So I love that. It is constantly innovated. In September, there will be more technology within this launched, and we're going to dance between these different programs tonight. There are a number of things. There's more than we have time to cover tonight, but I'm going to show you practical ways you could use this on the go and some different ways. And at the very end, if there's anything that you're like, I didn't fully understand that, put it in the chat. We could do a demonstration at the end because I want you to understand this whole thing. Also, imagine I was showing you this brand new car with all the bells and whistles. As cool as it is, a test drive is helps you to understand what's really going on. So I just want to put that caveat, nothing beats experience, and I wanted to encourage you to make sure you have an experience of your own. So here's the first way that I love to use the AO scan when I'm traveling, and that is energetic shielding. Especially when this came out and there was COVID and these viruses and so many confusion and mystery around what was happening, I created a Cephi playlist, a playlist of specific frequencies to help shield my body. It was pretty amazing to me that I, as I traveled actually a fair amount throughout that time, and I did not catch the virus, even though a lot of people, if they did have to get on an airplane, it was pretty common to come down with a cold or something. Even now, you're just mixing with different people's energy. So it's so good to shield, and that is an easy way that we can be protecting ourselves with these frequency playlists. Another great way is to imprint a Cephi dot. That is what I'm wearing here on my wrist, and this dot is a frequency patch. you can put specific frequencies on this, and that's going to give you this slow drip of energy as well. So you could put EMF shielding, you could put, there is another one for shielding, you could do immune boost, all these different things. Another way is these energetic boosts that are specific programs for shielding and EMF shield. Those can be listened to, and that is something that you can enjoy along the way. Now, you do need a Wi-Fi connection for this. So the way that I like to ensure that I'm going to be protected energetically as I'm, let's say, flying through the air and I might not have Wi-Fi, is I like to imprint a dot or imprint jewelry that carries a frequency. Great ways to create that protective bubble as you are doing that. And if you've used the energetic shielding with the AO scan as you travel, please like share in the chat. Say, I'd love to know if you guys are already using this. Um, Here's some examples of those playlists. Each one of these are frequency programs. Like just looking at the one on the left, the one for airport, this is the one I turn on before I arrive to the airport every time. I have this playing nonstop, so it's broadcasting those frequencies to me. And it's pretty wonderful. I don't have to be hooked to any wires or anything. It's just happening in the quantum field. And that's a whole conversation for another day. But similar to, how you like use your phone all the time and you don't ask, how does this work? I need to understand all the science behind it. I know it works. I push the button. I experience generally this grounding, this stress-free when I'm traveling, and all of these frequencies really help as I go through. There's other playlists you can make, like anxiety. Some people have anxiety with travel. I understand. It's a lot to go through. Or maybe you have a friend who's traveling and you'd like to support them by broadcasting these frequencies to them. You could do that as well. And the positive attitude one I created, it's often for kids or family members. Let's say you're traveling with them and maybe things are going south or people are in an argument or something. I like to broadcast these frequencies either directly to that person or over the whole house. We're going to get into that in just a bit. Another way to use the AO scan is jet lag recovery. That can be so annoying, right? Um, if you aren't aware of this, one of the most common ways that to help your body balance when you're in a new country or new spot on the planet is to literally put your feet on the ground. That's going to sync up your energetic field. You can also do this with the AO scan. There is a grounding boost, and this one is both sound and frequencies that helps your body to ground and balance in that space. I always do like to, if you can, get your feet in the sand or get your feet in the grass as well. But if you can't, it sure is nice to hit that button and just support yourself. The inner voice scan is a great way, again, to let this technology read the imbalances, any emotional stress, whatever, it's going to read that, then create the sound therapy that you need specifically for that moment in time. So that'll help with jet lag as well. Now, resetting the energy is so important. This is one of my favorite like hacks with the AO scan is I open up the AO scan on my phone and then I clear the energy in a new room. Like right now, I'm in a new room. This is how first night, ideally first night, sometimes I forget. I will put on specific frequencies to clear and clean the space. But first, I place this like right in the middle of the bed, and I'm doing it with the intention that this will cover all of the frequencies on the bed, the pillows, the sheets, everything, and it will clear the energetic field first. And then you can move into imprinting it. You can imprint the bed, let's say, with sleep well frequencies or health balancing frequencies. There's so many different ones, or for something maybe even that you specifically need. Maybe it's if you have pain, imprint the bed for pain frequencies. It's possible to do this now. You can also do the whole space. You could do the whole apartment or the whole house that you're going to stay at. In fact, you could even do the whole hotel. A bunch of us, we're all going to be hanging out soon there's a conference in September. I need to load that hotel as a space or object. You can create a space or object as a profile. And then you can broadcast specific frequencies over the hotel. You could also think of it like electronic prayer, like blessing all of the people, the whole of the building. But these are just great things to do. So you could do that to a space before you're even there and broadcasting and clearing. So that is a simple thing. I will tell you, every time I forget to do this, I sleep so poorly in the new place. And then I'll wake up with like crazy dreams. This has happened to me last week in Cancun. Crazy snakes, animals, all these things in my dreams. And I'm like, I didn't clear the bed. I didn't clear the energy. So I did that. And then I slept so much better the next night. Try it and you can thank me later. It makes a big difference. So you're taking command over the energetic atmosphere instead of riding all the waves of what may have been in those spaces before you. Another great thing about the AO scan is that it can be your travel wellness routine. It doesn't have to stop because you've left your house. You can keep going with daily scans. I recommend doing the easy scan where you get 3 scans in one back to back. This is like a full wellness assessment of your health. And then as those scans progress, they're going to get more specific for the very needs of your body. And it optimizes. If all you did was do the scan and it optimized your body, that's awesome. I do like to take it the second step because to even start the easy scan, you're going to do sound with your voice. And then the result is it's going to give you pulse tones to listen to. Again, that's sound therapy to help release any trapped emotions, stuck energies, and then help to create that balance in your body. And then a third way that I love to do the traveling is with mind sync. And hey, friends, if you are someone that hasn't traveled a lot or you dream of traveling, mind sync is something you want to get started before you even start traveling because you can reprogram your subconscious mind. If you have like fears of airplanes or anxiety in airports or crowds or something, this is the kind of thing, it's fine, I didn't get to finish that that sentence, but this is the kind of thing that will create um, balance in your mind mentally. It will set you up to be a magnet for positivity as you travel instead of anxiety. And this program again is something you do with your voice. You create curated affirmations. So unique to, let's say, those fears, we're going to do a 180 and do some powerful affirmations and start getting those into your subconscious before you even travel. It's amazing. You want to affirm, I am a global traveler. I travel overseas with ease. You can do that. So, as we travel, what happens sometimes? Maybe we eat something that makes our stomach crazy, or um, just anxiety or fear, even like being apart from family or missing people. These things can arise. But we have this toolkit on demand at the touch of a button from our phones or computers with the AO scan. So first, we're going to want to analyze what's happening with the body. Do a vital scan. Get some insight into over 800 line items, specific areas of the body, what is in and out of balance including food sensitivities. I've been eating ceviche more than I thought I needed, but you know what? Fish hasn't popped up as like a warning yet. So I'm like, okay, I'll eat some more ceviche. But I can see if I'm overdoing it or not. I can see at a glance from these scans, and start to curate some action. So I'm really supporting my body. This is also frequency medicine as needed. We have homeopathic remedies, over 300 at the touch of a button. You can even scan to see which one is the highest preference, the highest one that your body needs at that time. You can search by symptoms. If you are like me and you do not know all these beautiful words of homeopathy, you don't know what they do, you can look by the symptoms, and then you're getting that frequency medicine exactly as needed for whatever that issue is that comes up. Maybe it's digestive, maybe you're not sleeping well, maybe the baby's crying on a train. You can push these buttons and start to broadcast frequencies and shift the energetic field. And again, I have to reference the sound therapy. It is so good. It's so good. You can do that at any time and as many new, fresh inner voice scans and then sound therapy as you need. It's all available for you. So, again, if anybody has a sour attitude in your group, I'd be broadcasting that positive attitude frequency playlist to them. So this enables you to support the whole family and from any distance. So this is pretty awesome. You can have up to 16 different profiles in the vitals scan. It's like a quick scan and optimization, and you can do all of that all at once. For many years, all we could do is one at a time. So you want to do your daughter, you got to do her separately, you got to do your pets separately, and so on. At least the scan and optimize part, you can't do pets in there yet. Just wait, there will be an update for that, I'm sure of it. But you can do 16 people, one touch of the button, supporting everyone all over the world from any distance. That power alone is just phenomenal. Um, then you can also broadcast frequency programs like we were talking about, those frequency playlists. Let's say your daughter needs a specific frequency support versus your pet, your dog, let's say, has something else going on with your dog, your brother, your any family member, any client. You can curate the frequency playlists for them and keep supporting them from a distance. I know so many parents who will get a call or that text from their kids, oh, I've got a migraine and I'm going into my exam, and then they'll start broadcasting frequencies to them. And I hear this so often, is where the kids are like, thanks, mom, it helped. I was able to do my tests better. Even moment to moment, we can support one another from a distance. And the pets are awesome to support too. You can do their vital scan separate. And let's say I often am the pet sitter, so I use this to support the pets I take care of. But if you had a pet sitter, you could email the vitals report to them and have the pet sitter play the sound therapy to help your sweet cat calm down while you're away, however you need to use it. So consider this: besides prayer, what else could you use to actively help a loved one if they went into the hospital? We've all been there, right? Where we've been in a different location and we so desperately want to help them out. But now we can do something. I'm not going to say it's going to totally fix the situation 100%, but sometimes we see amazing breakthroughs. So you just have to try it and use that subtle energy to help support them at a distance. Now, there's even more, and I hope I've been jogging your memory for even more out of those that have been using it, but we also have tools that fit in your luggage very easily. These are all small tools. Um, I should have grabbed them. They're sitting around the room right now. But you see them right here. The red light therapy is a portable red light. It goes on your wrist. And what's the advantage there? We're going to do red light to the blood, and the blood is going to go through the whole body. So it's like you're getting red light therapy to the entire body. It's also wonderful for specific pain points. I've been using it. Last week I had some dental surgery. I've been using the red light right here on my jaw as I'm recovering. We also have these lovely little speakers that are meant to be placed on the body like tuning forks. And these are called AO Tune. They are a perfect complimentary travel thing for therapy. Imagine, like, if you wanted all of the different tuning forks, all these beautiful frequencies that can create balance on the meridian points, or even just place it on the body. Even if you don't know all the meridians, you can choose the specific tuning fork frequencies, or you can scan the person and then it's going to choose the frequencies that they most need. And then you can set those little speakers on the body and receive that feeling of the frequencies as well. We love that, right? We love the tangible and the feeling of frequencies. It's also fun to demonstrate for people because the moment you place that, watch what happens. I was just asking Julie Tibbles tonight to share some testimonies because so often she's saying, we just placed them on the person and they started feeling different immediately. We just can't underestimate the power of these subtle shifts with frequencies. So the other one, this one's brand new. It's essential oils. And I know you're all familiar with essential oils, but ours have are I was gonna say nanoized. They their way of making these is different and creates better absorption, and just a few drops tends to go a lot further than the other types that are on the market. But I love that this one comes with a little travel diffuser. You just put a couple drops on this little passive diffuser, and that can lighten any room. And again, it's a lovely tangible thing to have as well in your wellness kit on the go. So, your next steps in quantum health are simply this. If you have not done the or experienced the AO scan subscription for yourself, I'd say get started with it. Even tonight, you're going to have 30 days ahead of you to really test drive this, to put it through its paces, to try using it consistently and seeing what kind of breakthroughs you can get. And of course, I know most of us are traveling in some way through the summer. You can take all this with you. It's already, it couldn't be more simple as far as packing your whole wellness center. It can be loaded on your phone. You're taking that anyway. So you might as well put a supercharging wellness system on your phone. And then you can use this as needed. And so that's $5 a day. With that, you're getting unlimited scans, as many as you need, as many as your family needs, unlimited profiles. I don't, you got 30 cats. We can scan every cat. We've we've got as many profiles as you need. And with this, I want to say book the trip. Whatever that trip is that you've been thinking of, I hope all of this spurs you to take that next step of faith, of just going for it with that confidence that you can be supported energetically every step of the way. So your quantum journey will continue. I love what all we have here that we've covered, but it's funny, this wasn't a very long presentation, but I'd love to either give a demonstration if there's something that you would like to see, or if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and Yeah, just let me know what, if you have any questions or you'd like to see a demonstration of something specific, I'd be happy to do that for you. Um, yeah.
Hey, Juliana.
Yes.
And so when you're scanning somebody and they're from a distance, how do you scan them now? Because you're, they're going to send you a voice recording. Then do you do it on your phone? What do you use? If they're calling you on your phone, then what do you use?
Yes, that's a great question. I do, this is where two devices do come in handy, meaning like right now we're on a Zoom call. So if I were connecting to them on Zoom, then I'd have the AO scan loaded here because it's like, I was gonna say energetic reverence. We're just the energies for the AO scanner focus on one device at a time. And if we're running like a phone call or a Zoom call on the same device, you can't scan them from the same device at that time. So it needs to be two separate devices. It could be maybe you're traveling with someone, and of course they'll have a phone. So they could be on a call on this phone, and then you're using the AO scan on this. They're speaking from this phone and you're doing the recording and scanning here. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You bet. That's a great question because and you do and some of the things we need a voice for, some of the programs we don't. So that's just getting familiar with the different ways that the technology works, and then sometimes you don't even need their voice. So that's convenient. Any other questions or little demonstration? Was there any program that I covered that's unfamiliar to you guys that you haven't tried for yourself yet? Um, do this. Show how you set up a space. Great question, Suzanne. Let's do it. Um, Okay, there are two different ways to view the AO scan. I'm using the old school way because I find it very simple and very organized. So let's say we are going to Day of Discovery in Solux. I'm just saying for fun. Or let's say you had an Airbnb. I don't need to show you the picture, but you know what I mean. You've got an Airbnb, you've got pictures of that Airbnb or even the outside of the house. We're going to create a space or an object. So you just go to the top center, spaces, objects, and then you hit the plus button. And I like to put the address or in the description. The name, let's just say it was a Day of Discovery Airbnb. 2025. Okay. And in the description, I'd put the address and then I would upload a picture from the website and I'd start broadcasting frequencies to it. So let's say we've done that. Now we've got, once we've saved that space or object, note, I just want to add this. When we are seeing things around the world, flooding or tragic problems, make a space or object. Take a picture of that town, that map, and make that a space or object and start broadcasting frequencies to support those people, support that area. That's very powerful to do. So I just had to add that. But after you've done that, you're going to go into Cephi, the subtle energy frequency imprinter, and then you're going to choose a space or an object. Let's say I wanted to support my mom's house. I've actually done this before when she's had ants. She had an ant infestation. And I had a playlist for the ants. I'm not seeing it at a glance, but let's say insect bites, similar list. And I could be broadcasting this over her home with the intention of getting rid of those ants. You just gotta try it. I know. Sometimes we wouldn't even connect these ideas, right? But more commonly, let's say there was a family reunion at my mom's house and everybody's gonna be sleeping there. I'm gonna want to broadcast all these frequencies over that house for a sound night's sleep. Um, so there's so much we can do. There's been other times where, like the Maui fires, right? When that happened, and I created a playlist for that. Um, I'm forgetting it at the moment, but um, yeah, there's just so like flood or storm support. This is also another way we can use those locations. If you have a favorite nonprofit, if you have a group of people that you want to support, this is another great way you can use spaces or objects. The opportunities are limitless. I just start to get a little emotional thinking about all that is possible as we use this. How long would you send a frequency to a space? Um, it depends. I mean, in general, I'd broadcast it continuous. Like, let's say, for example, with the fires. I would be doing that nonstop for a while. And if you want to keep being a support through the recovery, I would um, do that as well. And there is a way, I'm going to give you a fun secret. You can be broadcasting, let's say nonstop to this or to a house or something. And you can open up a new tab and then you can open up the app again, and then you can broadcast or use the AO scan in other ways. And then ha you'll still have this broadcasting to that location. So it just depends. Uh, I, some people, and I just love to honor this too, is that some people will say, you know what, I just broadcast for 20 minutes and the house is good. Um, Great. If it works for you, if only 20 minutes and then that energy in that new space feels really good and solid, great. But the fun thing is, if things feel off, if it feels a little wonky, I was dog sitting for this Doberman the other day, would not go to the bathroom in his backyard. And he was barking at, well, I swear it must have been like a ghost or something. You know where the energy is just off? Like the dog knows something's up in this backyard. And that was a perfect example of a location. I should have taken a picture of the whole thing and done some clearing, energy clearing, and then broadcasting new frequencies over that space. There's so much we can do with spaces and objects. So that's just a fun one. Awesome. Any other questions or reflections? Uh, yes. And I'm so glad you guys like the slides. I'm making those on gamma.app is the website, and I just customize them. Um, it's super fun. There's your like business tip, everybody. If you do presentations, uh, where is it? Gamma. So it's really great. Like I created this afternoon, and then you can just tweak the images until they do exactly what you want. Because I love to get a specific vibe and frequency because we all love it. We need it. Um, yeah. Talked about shifting your abundance. How do I support myself? That's a really great question. Um, one was, I mean, I did a few things. I started imprinting my wallet. So I I take my wallet and you know what, I need to do it again, but I haven't imprinted it in a while, and I will energetically clear my wallet and then I will imprint these frequencies to it. That's one way. I made back to spaces and objects. I made my accounts. Um, I'm just looking bank accounts and investments. I made them a space and an object. Yep, you can do that too. And I did it by taking a picture of the apps that I have for finances, with that intention that the frequencies will be broadcast to those. This is just how I used the AO scam. The biggest thing that I'm finding exponential growth with now, like those are good, like energy clearing things, is also, of course, our mindset, our beliefs, our frequencies. Our beliefs are frequencies. We're still putting out a signal of either money is bad or money is dirty or money is I can't love money or something like that. We put this frequency out and then we're like, why isn't my money changing? We've got to cancel those old contracts. Perfect way to do that is the AO Mind Sync. And I actually like to work with ChatGPT. So first, let's say we want to do it, really go after abundance and use MindSync. First, we're going to create a list of our limiting beliefs. And it could be things that you even feel like, no, I've dealt with that. I did energy clearing or whatever on that. Still, why don't we just go ahead and make a list of those limiting beliefs from childhood or the things that were passed down to you when it comes to abundance or money? Then I pop them into ChatGPT and say, "Can you give me the opposite of this in the form of affirmations?" And I like to have them in present tense so that I'm affirming that it already exists. It's not someday type of thing, so that energy is still out there. I want it here and now in my affirmations. And then those affirmations, I'm going to do a custom recording here in MindSync. And actually, even though there's a custom 120 seconds, there's an even longer one with health affirmations. If you choose health affirmations, you don't have to read the health affirmations, but you hit record and you're going to get over 2 minutes, of course, with that as far as the timer. So then you just set up the rest of. Now, before you record, you're going to set this up. I'm just giving you guys a quick walkthrough on MindSync because I love it and it will change your life if you do this. How much do you want me to bet on? I will bet you this will change your life. Offset hertz. I prefer mid. You can go high. According to Lauren Swenson, the most impactful for the brain is going to do the high of the offset hertz. The tone, I like to turn on, and then you select whatever emotion. You see these, I'm trying to zoom in, but it's not letting me. But whatever emotion is kind of dominant, if you're not sure, and none of those feel accurate, you could hit all. And that's going to give it an underlining tone. Then I prefer, out of all of these different soundtracks, my favorite is just to hit inner voice. It'll scan you. It'll pair you with a specific sound, music, and you can balance these out. I like to lower the sound of the tone a little bit. And then I'm ready to record. And what do I do while I'm recording? Somewhere else, either on half of the screen, like I'll move my my little window that I'm looking at to half, and then over here I've got text. And um and then I'll record while and I read my text. And I like to read it through. I actually did a fresh one this morning. And I read it through, made sure the wording felt like solid, like, yeah, I love this. This is true. I want all of this in my life. Um, I read that through as I'm recording, and then be sure to email it to yourself. Then you can do even more with that. I have quite a few steps. If you look up MindSync videos on YouTube, I think I go into all those details in my video. But number one, make this. Encourage you to listen to that for 30 days. Some people like to make a fresh one every day. That's great if that works for you. I just want to hit play every day for a while. And I guarantee any limiting beliefs you have, in a sense, attack them with positive energy and positive affirmations using the mind sync. It can be very powerful. And anything you want to see shift, you can even just situations, you can affirm a different outcome and start creating that. Because what happens is you absorb those frequencies of that new affirmation, you become a generator of those thoughts. That becomes imprinted. And then also, you're putting that frequency out to the world too. So that's so, so powerful. So awesome. We might be coming in for a landing here. I appreciate you guys going on this journey with Air Juliana tonight. Um, yeah, there's so much. I love that a lot of us, we're going to be traveling and seeing each other in September. If you are not yet planning to be there and you would love to be part of this innovative community that is pioneering transformation with frequency medicine, we'd love to see you in Utah at this day of discovery thing. I didn't mean to put a plug in here, but hey, we're talking about travel and that's a big one coming up. So, um, yeah, thank you all for being here. The conversation continues and happy trails. Enjoy your traveling this summer.